Hello and welcome back. In this lesson, we'll look at the .config method in Flask. And for that, let's go ahead and create a folder. And in this case, I'm going to create this folder L6. And in this folder, we'll create a file app.py. Now, what we are going to do here is let's put that app.py. All right, so what we are going to do as usual is import Flask. So let's do that. Flask, from Flask import Flask with a capital F, and after you press enter, it turns it to lowercase. I'm gonna change that back to uppercase F. Then we are going to initialize our app by typing app is equal to Flask and within parentheses underscore underscore name underscore underscore. After that, here is where we set our config. So for config, we are going to type app.config, and within square brackets, we'll say debug. And as you'll see, it think of this config as a dictionary. And so if we are trying to access the key debug and set its value to true, likewise we can access other values that are in the config that are in the docs. So secret underscore key, and let's set that value to my secret key. And we can also create custom keys if we need to. So let's say this is a custom greeting, and the greeting could be welcome to learn data. So this is what the config settings would look like. And if we want to take a look at the type of this, we said it looks like a dictionary, but we can take a look at it. So let's create a f string where we look at the type of type app dot config, and here we can put this in curly braces, same thing, type app.config. So this will tell us what type it is, and then we can always go ahead and print the app.config. So when we print it, we can make sure that it stands out in the terminal, and therefore I'm going to add a couple of dashed lines before and after the app where this is printed. All right, so with that, then we can create our function with a decorator. So let's create that app.route, and we'll set this to just a single forward slash, and below this we define the function. Let's say function is home, and here we access the values from config. It's a debug underscore mode. We create a variable name, and in this variable we try to put the value that is inside of app.config with the key debug. And likewise, we can create another variable named greeting, and again we can access the value for from the app.config for the key custom greeting from app.config, and it gets stored in greeting. And once it is stored, we can use it. So let's say return, we'll be returning a f string that shows up in the browser, debug mode, and here we put the name of the variable debug mode inside of curly braces, and then we can create the greet br for break, and then we create greeting. Again, after greeting, we use the curly braces, so we have the greeting there, and that's about it. And finally, we as we always do, because we are going to run this file directly from the terminal, we need to set if name is equal to underscore underscore main, and then do app dot run, and that's about it. So with this, let's run this in the terminal and see what happens. So that's the file we have. We can check that with ls, and we run python app.py, and here is the output. As you can see, where we set print type app.config, we can see that it is class flask.config.config, and this is how the config file looks like. And as you can see, it's like a traditional Python dictionary where this starts with a curly brace, ends with a curly brace, and inside of that we have this key value pairs, key and value separated by a colon, and the entire key value pair, this is the first key value pair separated from the second key value pair by this comma. And it has a whole lot of other keys that important keys that are built in that we can use. Additionally, if there are additional keys that are not there, we can create them, such as this one, custom greeting. And when we try and access this particular URL in the browser, as you would expect, it will contain the message that is returned by this function home, which is debug mode, and then below it would be greeting. And so we have debug mode true, and that true value is coming from the config, which we did set at the very beginning of this file. Likewise, for greeting welcome to learn data, that is the message we did set well before in the config, and then we try to access that value later on in the code inside of the function, and we see that sent here out in the browser for the user to see. So that is how the .config method works in Flask. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please do let me know in the comment section below. I hope to see you all in the next video. Thank you.